Does it happen very often to you that when you start something, you really get excited about it, and after a while, you kind of lose your motivation and your energy? If that's the case, you might be making some of the mistakes that I'll be talking about today. Hi, I'm Juliana. If you would like to improve the way you deal with your difficulties, especially by learning how to deal better with your mind and the aspects of your soul, then this channel is definitely for you. Make sure you subscribe and you hit the notification bell. I personally believe that motivation has a lot to do with your inner vibration. It is about finding your why you're doing that, the reason that really makes you excited inside. And after that, you're gonna need a lot of positive mental talk in order to get things done. Motivation is something really unstable. Some days it is up, some days it is down. But what I see happening very often, even to myself in the past and with people around me, is that when we start a personal project, we tend to be in a very high level of motivation, and over time it just goes flat. And that made me wonder, why is it happening? What kills the motivation? I really like to find answers for these kind of questions, because once you understand the mechanism behind, you can use that knowledge and avoid the same things from happening over and over again in the future. So I did some research and I did some observation as well, and I came up with some findings, and I would like to share them with you today. Some things that as humans we tend to do that kill our motivation. This one, it's very tricky and hard to avoid. The first reason, it is because your ego, it is designed to do that. So the ego is like an operational system that places you in this reality, and it does so by scanning the environment around you and comparing yourself to it so it can place you in this reality. The second reason, it is social media. We are constantly under the impression that everyone's lives around us, they are perfect and beautiful, and that's not true. It is an illusion. Everyone has their own difficulties and challenges as well. We just don't get to know about it. Comparison most likely will happen, and it's all about how you're gonna deal with the voices inside your mind. If you give it the space and you let it crush you by comparing you with other people, why did they get it, why I don't get it, this kind of conversation, it is just going to let you down. We are all very unique as human beings, and we all have different journeys. So it's not fair if you allow yourself to compare to other people. Next time you see your mind doing that and you catch that moment, just shift your awareness and look for examples. Get inspired. That will definitely help you better. This one I see happening very often. People, they really get excited about their projects and they start to do 1,000 things at the same time, and a while later they're pretty much down to zero. So why does this one happen? Think about it like a marathon. If in the beginning you give your best energy and you push yourself to the limits, most likely you'll not have energy to finish that, right? You're gonna get burned out. It's pretty much the same here. Another thing that might be happening here, when you place so much effort and energy and action to get something on this level, you most likely expecting results on this level as well in a short period of time. And usually that's not how it works. Consistency and time are key elements to see results, especially if you are setting yourself up for a long journey, like opening your own business or going for a fitness, healthier lifestyle. So it's better if you pace yourself from the beginning and work on one go at a time, so you're gonna have energy for the whole journey. Fear, it is an emotion that's pretty much one of the worst ones that we can have. Some people, they even say that the opposite of love, it is not hate, it's actually fear. And even in your brain, in your primitive brain, fear is really responsible to make you freeze. This response in your brain, it is known as freeze, fight, and flight. So basically, when you feel threatened for something, you freeze before you take the decision to go for it and fight for it, or to flight, which means to go away and run away from it. Most of the fears that we have nowadays, they exist only inside our minds. They're not real, and they do indicate a reality that we don't prefer. If you have fear of failure, you really gotta work on it, because it might kill your motivation even before you start your projects, or it might even freeze you for a long time before you take the decision of going for it or running away. One way of working it out, it is to ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario that might happen if you go for it? Most of the time when we face the fears, they just go away. Another way, it is to replace that with the I can do attitude and believing in yourself. Do you know why kids, they learn better and faster than us? They don't have the fear area in their brains yet. So basically, they're not afraid of judgment, they're not afraid of making mistakes, they just embrace the process and they learn and grow with it. So keep that in mind. I always have in my mind that the more expectations we build, more chances that we're gonna end up frustrated about it. And it is proportional. The higher the expectations, higher frustrations might follow. When talking about motivation, watch out for these two traps: expecting perfection and expecting recognition from other people. Perfection comes with time and practice. That's how you master something. So if you are starting something new, don't be too hard on yourself, because otherwise you might get frustrated, lose your motivation, and stop the learning process. The same might happen if you wait for recognition from other people. You have zero control over that. This recognition might never come, and if it doesn't, you might again stop your progress. So if you are losing your motivation, I do recommend you check what were your expectations before that didn't come through and fix that in order to continue. I have another video about motivation, and the content is very different than the one on this video. So if you haven't seen yet, I do recommend you watch it. If you are working on your motivation, I really hope the content on both of my videos can really help you out. So thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.